Shalom again, brethren. I am endeavoring to share another lesson study with you regarding how we are to deal with our children. Our children need to learn scriptural moral values. Morals are the principles of right and wrong behaviors that Yahuwah expressed within the scriptures, the do's and the don'ts, the goods and the bads. It is so very important for us to teach our children moral values, because on a day-to-day basis our children are bombarded with distorted messages about morals, whether from the people they go to school with, the music that they listen to, the movies that they watch, and the things that they see and hear as they engage in social media. When our children are taught moral values, they have a clear sense of right and wrong. Their conduct, their moral conduct, is not based on how they feel at the moment, but rather it is founded on a firm set of values or principles that act as a guide for conduct. These values and principles are found within the scriptures. We can first start to teach our children moral values, and that is scriptural moral values, by establishing moral guidelines that are set out in scripture within our home. These same guidelines that are within the scripture, we can establish them as a sort of a conduct or a code of conduct within the script that is within the scripture. We can implement this in our homes. When we read in Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 14, it says, "But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil." When we establish these moral codes or conducts within our home, we need to explain the reasons for our moral conduct. For example, we can ask such questions as, why is honesty the best policy? Or how can lying damage friendships? Or even, why is stealing wrong? This will appeal to your child's developing conscience and sense of logic. When we encourage our children to stay focused on doing good morals, this causes benefits to our children in the long run. For instance, if your child is honest and seen to be honest, he or she will be trusted by others more often than the other folks' children that are around. If your child is kind, people will also notice this, and people will prefer to be around your child. In essence, these scriptural moral values or code of conduct should be a part of your everyday living within the family structure. It is a part of your identity, your family's identity. For instance, when you speak with your children or child, you often let them know, in our family, we do not lie. We do not hit others or scream at them. And we do not approve of abusive speech or unruly speech. So brethren, when our children display good moral values based on the moral conducts that we would have established in our homes from the scriptures, we need to praise our children. And we explain to them why we praise in them for what they have done. If the child was honest, you praise the child for being honest. You let the child know that you are proud of him or her for being honest. If your child confesses to having done something wrong and the child is sincere, then you sincerely commend your child for his honesty before you have to correct him. And let us not forget, brethren, that we have to correct bad behavior. We have to help our children accept responsibility for their actions. Children should know what they did wrong and how their conduct deviates from the family's value system. Brethren, these are things that we need to instill in our children at this very young age, in particular with what is being pushed at them in the schools. So, please do look out for more messages on how to train our children, how to deal with our children with regards to the up and coming LGBTQHAITH program that they're trying to push at our children in the schools. Shalom, brethren.